Hi, thanks for joining me today. How do you talk to your partner, the parent of your stepchild, about their children? I post once a week, so subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell and I'll let you know every time I post. Well, it is more than normal for a parent to feel defensive when you talk to them about their child in a way that would mean that you'd suggest that the child needs to change in some way, or that some behaviour isn't acceptable, or that something isn't right. Anything that can be seen, even if it's not how you meant it, even if you meant it constructively, anything that can be seen as a criticism is always likely to bring about a defensive reaction from the parent. So you get into this stalemate where you can have a really good relationship with your partner, but when it's about the child, the parent sides with the child. And you just think, this is totally wrong. But how do you go about getting it to be different? Well, I would recommend this, and it's kind of counterintuitive, and it's not easy at all to do. But I would be careful about saying anything that could be seen as even mildly critical to the parent. You steer clear of talking negatively at all about the child, about anything. Instead, you just are mindful to always praise the child to the parent. Show the parent that you see a lot of good in the child and you really like them, or what you like them for. Now, you might say to me, well, I'm not sure I could find much that I like the child for. And some step-parents say that. And if that is true, then I'm not surprised the parent turns to the defence of the child, because if the parent thinks you can see nothing in their child that you like, they will protect their child. So the secret is to show the parent that you actually see the tremendous good the child has, and how much you like them, and how they aren't a problem at all. And in fact, how there isn't a problem. You see everything from their perspective. Even if they're inclined to shout or lose their temper, you can say things like, I'm not surprised, the child is really sort of struggling here, and I can quite see from their perspective why they might get angry. Just go the distance and show the parent that you are totally on board with where the child is coming from. And that way, the parent can feel as though they can trust you to work with them in managing the child, rather than have to protect their child against whatever you might be saying. And you know when you've got there, when the parent of the child says something to you which is negative about the child. They'll say, well, I get really fed up when such and such happens. They've come to you then, knowing that and trusting that you can see good in the child and that you and they can solve this problem together. And then that way, you still do not criticise the child or go anywhere close to that. You work with what the parent has said, so they may say, well, I get really fed up about. You talk about what they are fed up about, and then you say, what suggestions have you got to solve this? And get them to talk to you about it, rather than you wading in with suggestions and criticisms at that point. So therefore, they've trusted you to share the parenting load, and then you have been able to, instead of loading criticism on, have been able to work with the parent to solve the problem with them. And then they'll do it again and again. And you get into this role of co-parenting that way. If you try and do it the other way, which is come up with constructive criticisms that need to happen in the house to change the child's behaviour, you'll never get, or are unlikely to get, to that co-parenting role. So that is how you speak to the parent of your stepchild. We run workshops, sessions, an email response service, and we write booklets. Look in the description box below for links to our social media and website.